Good morning to all viewers of Mbabane News. My name is Annelisa Stoffels. I am the Senior Inspector for French based in the Ministry of Education and Training headquarters. I am responsible for ensuring that all teaching and learning activities that have to do with French in the country are well done and are executed effectively, and that quality education is actually enhanced from the Department of French. And today I'd like to talk about an initiative that we have started with the Alliance Française and the French Embassy based in Mozambique and Eswatini. This is not the first agreement that the ministry is signing on behalf of the government of Eswatini and the government of France, because we've had a long-standing relationship which have seen us as a country benefit both financially and technically from the French government through the embassy and the Alliance Française de Baman. But today I'll be specific and zero into the projects that we're actually working on, which is called Les Assistants de Langue. It's a project that the French government has where it absorbs English speakers to help the French government with teaching and learning of English. You will all know that only in France they do not speak English. The moment you touch base at the airport, you hardly hear a word of English. Yet the world has become a global village. It's important for us to speak other languages, especially if we are to welcome people that speak languages that are different from ours. So they have seen the need to learn English in their schools. And because our country also is an English-speaking country, and we have relations with the French government, the French government has then extended this project to Eswatini. So for the first time, the country is going to benefit by sending our teachers, local or rather Eswatini teachers, to France to go and help in teaching English there. But that is not our main aim. Yes, we are happy about it, but what we are happy about as the French department is the fact that our local teachers will have an opportunity to enhance their language proficiency in French, because they teach French in Eswatini as a foreign language. And we are cognizant as a ministry of the fact that our teachers probably are not so competent when it comes to the language aspect of it or the linguistic competencies, because there's no way they practice their French language except for here at the Alliance Française, because you can you can never meet somebody in town that speaks French. So they don't get to practice. And as linguists, we know that if you don't use a language, you lose it. So it's important then for us to have teachers that are competent to teach well, because if the teachers are competent enough, it means the learners they are teaching also will be well taught and will be competent and be able to compete internationally in spaces of scholarships, in spaces of business and whatever else that they would want to do. So it's important for us as a ministry, and we are grateful for this initiative and this project that the French government is offering us. So what will happen, it is not open to all Eswatini speakers of French, but it is solely for the teachers at secondary level that teach both French and English. Those are the ones that we are targeting, because like I said, they are to go to France for a period of 9 months, and there for us will be total immersion, because they'll wake up speaking French. The environment will 100% be French around them, and that will greatly improve their competency in the language. So when they come back, they will be very fluent speakers of French, and that will help us ensure that we improve the quality of teaching and learning of French in Eswatini. Also, they will also be given an opportunity where they will be sharing their expertise, pedagogical skills, and then comparing how the French teach their languages. What is it? What are the strategies that we can actually copy and emulate, and probably obviously contextualize in our context, so that we ensure that our teaching of French is at par with international trends and innovations, so that we are not left behind as a country. We know that now we talk of ICTs, and obviously France is a first world country and they use ICT to teach language. So what is it that we can learn from them so that we can bring it here and improve our teaching of French, so that when our learners go out there, they are not taken by surprise. They already have the same competencies, same skills and same abilities that have been availed for other learners in other countries as well. So we are very grateful for this. So as a country, what we will do, because we're sending this for the first time this year, and we'll be able to send them for the next 5 years. So it's a 5-year agreement that has a possibility of renewal. So we are just hoping that our teachers will represent us well, so that we can actually get more 5 years, so that we are able to send more teachers, because this opportunity should not just be given to few individuals. It should be an opportunity that benefits quite a number of Eswatini teachers, because obviously if there are more teachers that have been exposed to this program, then it means we have reached out to more learners. And then it means there are more learners now that have an opportunity to compete globally. So it's just a chain. So we need to ensure that we do it, and we do it very well. So we will send about 3 to 5 teachers this year, because obviously there's also the cost implication to that, because government then has to see to it how those teachers get to France in terms of their travel, in terms of their settlement when they get to France. Even though they will have a stipend, they will be getting a stipend every single month as long as they are there for the next 9 months. And when they come back, the expectation is they will become TOTs, the trainer of trainees, to be able to train the other teachers that would not have had the opportunity. Especially, we're looking at it from a primary perspective, because like I said, this project is solely for secondary, but we teach French at primary, and we still want our primary teachers to have the same, to be at the same level as the secondary teachers. So these will then act as trainers of the teachers who are teaching at primary, so that the skill set is spread to the entire cohort, both primary and secondary teachers. I think what we probably would need to emphasize as a ministry now is to say, obviously there are terms and conditions that apply to this, like everything else under the sun. And one of the terms that I probably highlight is the fact that you need to be a Eswatini, obviously, and you need to be teaching at secondary level, teaching both French and English, have a B1 DELF level, and those that teach French know what I'm talking about. That's a French language proficiency test that tells you which level of French are you. So they need to at least have a B1 level. Why that? Obviously, for obvious reasons, when they get to France, they should be able to navigate, they should be able to speak to the people around them, they should be able to converse effectively. So that's why they need to have at least a B1 level, which then gives them an opportunity to be able to converse with the French. And also they need to be teaching already, because this is open for teachers. They should be teaching at secondary level with at least 2 years experience of teaching. And it pleases us as a ministry to say we've made strides, and we are grateful for the assistance that we get from the ministry and the government as a whole, because we now have local teachers that are trained locally from our local institution, the William Pitcher College, which produces secondary teachers of French. And we've had the first cohort come in 2020, 2021, that has already been consumed. So we will not have a shortage of teachers that we will be able to then send for the next 5 years. A question that a viewer would probably ask themselves is, what happens to the spaces when these go to France? Already there's a plan, because you can't then leave a gap. So what we will do, and that's why we are sending a few teachers, first of all, so that we do not chew more than we can swallow, so that we are able to see those teething problems. Remember, I said earlier, we're doing this for the first time, so we need to be sure that what we're doing is effective, and then we can come back and see what is it that we need to improve. And obviously the numbers can then increase each year as we get the hang of how things work. And also, when these teachers leave for the period of 9 months, they are in school already and they are teaching, which means, because each school in secondary has just one teacher of French who teaches from levels Form 1 to Form 5. So if they leave, it means there will be no teacher. So already we've made a plan to say we have those teachers that have just recently graduated from William Pitcher in the year 2023 but have not been absorbed yet. So those are the teachers that we will then hire as relief teachers to replace those that would have gone to France, so that there is no gap, so that learners continue to learn French whilst these teachers are gone. And that is how we will be using it. That's the system that we will use for the next 5 years. Because as William Pitcher continues to produce teachers for us every single year, when we send others, they'll be able to be replaced. And it will not be the same teacher that benefits for the next 5 years. Because like I said, we're trying to spread this and to have as many teachers that have the opportunity to go. Because yes, we want them to be TOTs, but it's always best for you to go there and experience it yourself, because when you now hear it from somebody else, it now distorts the whole meaning. So it's important for them to all go, especially for secondary. So when these come back, the opportunity will only be given to them once, so that the next cohort also has the opportunity. So for the next 5 years, that's what we'll be doing. So we have quite a lot of teachers. So we are hoping that probably by the end of the 5 years, we probably would have had around 20 to 30 teachers that would have benefited from the project. And obviously hoping that we get another 5 years after the first initial 5 years that we have made. Another question that probably a viewer would have now is, I'm interested in the program, and how then do I get to apply? So there's an email that we've created solely for this purpose, and it's through this email where we will then forward you a link where you are going to apply. And this process is going to be very fair and transparent, so that there's no nepotism in it, so we play fair. So everybody will have the opportunity, and when they apply, that application process, obviously there will be a selection process that will take place, and that selection is going to be vetted by not just only the Ministry of Education, but also the French Embassy and the French government, so that everything is transparent and is above board. And this is how the application process goes. People will then email assistant.eswatini@gmail.com. I'll say that again. assistant.eswatini@gmail.com. When they go through this email, we will then be able to send them the link. Or alternatively, they need to call 2404-3667. Again, 2404-3667 for more information. I think that would be it. And the applications already are open. They got opened on Tuesday, the 5th of March, and the closing date for the applications is the 19th of March. And that we decided to give people a 2-week period so they have enough time to actually apply. So it's a 2-week period, and after the 19th of March, it will be closed. Thank you very much, and good luck to everybody that will be applying.